Hey everyone, pull up a chair if you wish to sit down at the table. And again, hello and welcome to Let's Bring It to the Table, where we discuss ways to improve our lives by addressing issues that directly impact us. Today we have the beautiful Sharon, sister cousin, and we have Logan on today. Today's topic is, if you know your worth, do you know what to do with your worth? I'm going to say it again. If you know your worth, do you know what to do with your worth? Can I tell y'all a story
Go ahead.
so y'all can understand why we're going into this topic? Well, I'm going to do my version of the story. I like the other versions that they have out there, but I'm going to do my version because, my favorite thing is a diamond. So this diamond is my version of the story. So this diamond was given to me long time ago. And the lady that gave me this diamond told me to go to the store and to see how much this diamond would cost. And so when I went to the store, to Home Goods, they said it was gonna cost me $19.99. And she said, don't give it back to them. So I didn't. I came back home with it. So she told me to take it to another store. And I did. And the lady told me, I'll give you $400 for it. I didn't give it to her. And so then I took this diamond to a custom jeweler. And they said because of the clarity, the way it glitz and everything, that this diamond cost. Mind you, it's a story now. Don't come playing for me. That this diamond was worth over $500,000. And I brought it back. And then she asked me, do you get the lesson? And I was like, yeah, I get the lesson. And she said, always know your value, because everybody see your value different. You see how Home Goods told me $19.99, the other store told me a couple of $100, and then I get $500,000 at the jeweler. Always know your worth. And then when you know your worth, now what's the lesson is, what do you do with it? What do you teach your kids about their worth? Sometimes as parents, we tell our kids we're valued, but do we teach them that they have value? You know how we, as young girls and young boys, we get out here and we get with, and I'm going this place because I have to. When we're going to school and everything, we're being told, don't let them little messy boys touch you, or don't be letting them kiss on you and different things. But we're never told how much we are valued in the way of why not. And, and sometimes little girls get little boys in their ear. I know I didn't, but, I know a lot of people out there that these little boys can get in their ear and tell them how beautiful they are and stuff, telling them they got this worth and stuff, but they don't even know the value that they carry, because once the boy get what he want, he don't. That makes sense? Y'all see what I'm putting down? What you got to say, Sharon? Because I'm really hard right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Totally agree.
And even with today's life, with what we have going on, do we really actually understand our work? Do we understand what we have going on in life? With the jobs we carry, with the people we choose around us, the businesses that we have. Not every day when we're out here working and we're out here doing stuff with our business and stuff, we always letting other people put value on what we put out there, instead of us telling you, no, this is the value. I love that saying when they say the price is the price, or the rate is the rate, because it is just that. It is the rate. It is the price. You can't tell me if I create, especially because, listen, Mimi Decor, the way that you create certain things, there's no way somebody can come back and tell me that, oh no, that's not worth that. You can't tell me when your hands, which is the Midas touch, create something that when you say, tell me it's $200, you can't tell me that that's not what it's worth. If you say that's the price, that's the price. That's what it's worth, because you placed the mark of that value. Why undermark your value? Why undermark your worth? And that's
Yeah.
what people do in today. How do you manifest things in life if you always devaluing your work?
So true. You're exactly right. You know, I like that saying, people use it negatively, but I have the right to refuse service. You know, that's a knowing who you are and what you are and what you're not going to accept.
Mm-hmm.
We use it in terms of people going into restaurants or into places. And, they say a lot about restaurants when they have that on the door. We have the right to refuse service. If they're a five-star restaurant and you're coming in there wearing tennis shoes, they've decided that we won't accept anything less. We
Mm-hmm.
want everyone to come in here at a certain level. And people started looking at us and no, it's discrimination and all this that. But it's the same thing with us. If we have set a standard of how we want to be treated, who we want to approach us, then we have to cut it off and decide that somebody that approaches us or comes at us a certain way, that we're not going to accept that. We don't need that in our life. That's why a lot of women stay in abusive marriages and relationships, because they don't know their worth. They don't realize that you have the right to refuse service. You have a right to walk away from this because you're worth more than this. But the person that they're with has, made them feel like it's okay to come at them anyway. It's okay. You're at this level, so it's okay for me to treat you that way. So yeah, and when you know your worth, I say when you know your worth, you'll walk. That's my
Yeah.
that's my thing. When you know your worth, you'll walk.
Mm-hmm.
You'll leave situations, you'll leave things, and stuff is stuff, materialistic things like that. That does not define your worth. A big house, a big car, and all of those things don't define who you are. If you're not being treated correctly in that situation, regardless of where you are, knowing your worth will make you walk. You'll find your self-worth in a project apartment
That's right.
outside of a mansion if you know your worth,
That's true.
because you are worth more than gold. You're worth more than anything. You were worth Christ's life. So that puts me at the top of the scale. I don't accept anything. When I learned that about me, I started living a whole different life. My mentality changed about the way I accept things.
Mm-hmm. And I get that. What do you have to say, Logan?
I totally agree with Sharon. You have to know your worth. And when you know your worth, just like that diamond, no matter how much you went through, going through, and you know that you're worthy, and regardless what anybody have to say, you have to push on. You have to push on. You have to leave some people because you know your worth. You have to wake up and do what you need to do instead of sleeping on you. A lot of us sleep on ourselves, not using the capability what you was granted, what you've been working on. You put it aside and watch time go by. And that's one thing that you never could collect back. It's that time. But you can learn in time where your errors and correct it because you begin to wake up and know your worth.
And when you look at time is an expensive part of your worth. When you understand your worth and you understand the value of it, you understand that time is very, very valuable because you're putting in time in something that you can never get back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what a lot of us sometimes when we're doing and we're being around certain people or we're around doing certain things, that's time we'll never get back.
Right.
And for me, that hurts more than somebody spitting in my face. You get what I'm saying? Because that time is everything. That's something I could have been doing something else with, somewhere I can be putting my energy towards something else. Because when you value your time, you know your worth.
There you go.
Because you're sacrificing to do other things. You're sacrificing to be more than what you need to be, whether it's for yourself or is it whether for your family, whatever it is, the time you give to your job. And sometimes I feel like with our jobs, we give them too much time because
We do.
I
Yes.
do. And they do not give us our worth. And we undervalue our worth with our jobs.
Correct.
Yeah.
I really
And
do
the
that.
and the other part about that is that we end up staying knowing that we've invested all this time, and in your mind you're thinking, I'm going to get a return on this investment. I'm looking for the return on the investment. I stayed here 15 or 20 years and I'm looking forward to the retirement. We're looking for the return on the investment. And the thing is that the return on the investment may never come.
Mhm.
That company, companies now are letting people go and then giving you a buyout or whatever and paying you the small sum to get you out of your pension because they don't want to pay certain amounts of money to people or pay for you for the rest of your life, and that's what I think when we don't know our worth, we kind of get stuck trying to wait on the return on investment.
Mhm.
But you don't realize that if you know your worth, you can invest your time elsewhere. And actually, you won't make up that time that you miss, but investing your time somewhere else, you have some, you can actually get more. You can actually gain more. It may be at a later date. It may not have been when you wanted it. It may, instead of it coming in your 20s and 30s, it may be in your 40s and 50s that you start to, get what it is that you were looking to get out of life. And now people talking about living your best life. Maybe your best life, you thought it was going to be at 30 or 40.
Mhm.
Now it might be at 50 or 60. It
Mhm.
might only be at 60 to 70. We don't know what the term, and and being Christian, when you put it in there, we know that this ain't it. No way.
Yes, it is. It is.
I don't want nobody coming. I don't want nobody coming for you saying, well, your best life is in heaven. Yes, it is. But we do have a life here on earth. And while
Heaven
we're
on
here
earth.
on earth, we got to know our worth.
Yeah.
And and you and Cedric know my story is that I was so miserable that I never investing the time in a company that gave me nothing but a paycheck, and it gave me a career, but it wasn't satisfying any longer. It wasn't giving me, like you said, they don't appreciate you. The more business I closed, the more they were wanting me to close. And, and I had a very decent salary, but and I was miserable. And another company came after me and offered me a lower salary. And it would have been easy to say, just to get away from the bad job, I could just run. I could take this other salary. And then they offered me equal to what I was making. I still stood my ground and said, no, I'd rather stay in this situation. And because when you know your worth, you don't run from something. You run into something. You go to something better, something bigger and better. I'm not going to run away from anything because I know my worth. I'm going to stay right here because I know my worth. That company, why would I go to another company that's paying me the same thing just because they go, that's not giving me anything. So when they came back with the last offer, it was so much more. And I had the opportunity to leave the company. And I mean, even when I had shared with somebody, well, they made me an offer, girl, go. They treat you like a dog anyway, go. No, I'm not, because I'm worth more than that. What if I go to this new company and they treat me the same way? Now I just went from the frying pan into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But if I take way more money and I happen to be treated the same way I was at the other company, okay, I got more money for my mistreatment. So I had to understand and know my worth, and then to realize because I am worthy, I know that I have talent. I can actually step out on faith if I wanted to. I can go ahead and go into my own business. I know what I can do. I know what I have to offer, and I know what I can do against this company. I can sell against you in my own company. And so we have to really drill down and look deep within and understand our worth. And when you ask the question, what do you do with it? You use it. Simple as that. Use your worth to benefit you. Use your worth to move further. Use your worth to get out of situations. Use your worth to walk in your anointing. Use your worth. You use it. So that's my answer to that question. What do you do with it? Use it.
Yeah. And
Before you
you
lose
said
it.
something that, yeah, before you lose it, because you said something there, because sometimes people don't get it when you understand what you were going through, because you could have easily allowed the mentality of nickel and diming yourself to keep you complacent where you were at and not go anywhere. And
Yeah.
and even the not knowing is nickeling and diming yourself, just saying the what is, because you were going into an unknown territory and missed out on a great opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Because you second guessing something you didn't know, but because
Yeah.
of your faith and the value you had in yourself, you said, "I'm gonna take this shot." A
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people
true.
won't do that. A lot of people won't. They won't do that. They'll say they'll stick with the devil they know.
Yes, they will. They
Well, they
will.
don't have to.
And
So
they settle.
Hmm.
Only settle.
Exactly.
What are you
And then
saying,
you know
Lola?
something else we settle on? The
what?
valuing of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We will take our own worth. When we know our worth, like let's say as a woman, because y'all know my story, been married and everything, and I could have flipped this script, not wanting to know love no more. I could have been that independent woman, do my own thing, living my best life and everything, and went out here and attacked men in a way that could be very volatile on this show. But I never done that. I never been that type of people. But why is it that we have people that do that, and which is a devaluation of our own self when we're trying to devaluate our other genders, our other counterpart, instead of showing value. We don't do that. So where's the worth? Where's the worth?
Mm-hmm.
I understand there's men out there that's low down, trifling, and everything out there. But what about the men who try? Yeah, they make us sick sometimes. They get on our nerves sometimes. But what about them that try? Why are we clumping them with the ones who don't? What about the men who every day, the good men, the sweethearts that did nothing wrong but tried to be a good man, that try to correct what seemed to be wrong but wasn't wrong, just a selfish old fool that think they supposed to have their way in their cake and everything too, and they're the ones that really is the wrong. What about them? That's being portrayed in a way that they're not. What about the people who, in general, who just don't get it because of the face that people have put there, and they don't even know how to get out of that rut? What about them? You got
And it
people
also,
to
and
do
it
that.
goes for the women too. We
Yeah,
have
that's
some
women
some
too.
really some women too. And so, we have these good men out here who have run into these women who didn't value. First of all, they didn't know their own self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought the man down with them. They start bringing them down and start browbeating and these things, and they say hen pecking or whatever you call that,
Mm-hmm.
and treating them a certain way because you've devalued him because he just tried to love you.
Right.
He tried to meet you where you were because he saw that you were down. He just kind of stayed at in a place to try to help you. And you saw him, but then you'll turn around and see another man that's making all this whole lot of money. That's who I want. And that, but first of all, you're not even ready to even be with somebody at that level. Yeah, you're right. Your mentality is not even there, that he wouldn't even want you, but that's what you're looking at. And now you're comparing the man that you done browbeat down to
Mm-hmm.
somebody else that's up there. But you don't realize that the right woman who knew her self-worth and understood what her man was worth, you both could be up there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
it does go both ways. And it's so important. And I had to learn it later in life
Yeah.
to understand my worth. And like you said, I invested so much time,
Mm-hmm.
so much time. Didn't get a return on my investment,
Mm-hmm.
but
Same here.
but I think I'm investing correctly this time.
But guess what though? We did get a return investment.
Mhm.
We learned the lesson.
There you go.
We learned the lesson. Not to
Mhm.
put value in things that do not
And
give value to us.
there you go. And people.
We learned that. And, yeah, people too. Them things. Them the things I'm talking about.
Them the things.
Them the things I'm talking about. I don't even call them the things I'm talking about.
In other words, in things and things.
Things and things.
Yeah, things and things.
Exactly. Logan, what you have to say? You seem that they're quiet, taking it all in. Your brain working.
I'm taking it all. I'm taking it all. I don't want to take off yet, but I'm taking it all and absorbing. We had talked about the job place. We had talked about relationship, and you know, I felt like at one moment in my life, you know, I went through something that was tragedy in my life, and a lot of people don't know about it, but it's very tragedy, and you getting it. It's one of those things that because I know who I was and the essence that I had in me and that comfortability, I didn't take what a doctor said. Doctors told me that I want to speak. Sharon heard me speaking. Do I sound like that day back then?
No, because
Can you get a sample of how?
they claimed speech is gonna be, it's like you weren't gonna be able to talk. And when you were talking, it was easy to think that, man, they right, because that don't sound good. It would have been real easy based on, seeing is believing. But
that Thomas faith.
Huh?
That Thomas faith.
Yeah, we was it was, and and it's amazing. You know who you are and whose you are, but I'm listening to you talk, and man, you ain't making no sense. I can't understand what you're saying right now. And so you're exactly right. Go ahead.
Because I knew who I was, and I could not accept what he said. And when you're dealing with small-minded people talking to you, remind you, this doctor's supposed to be a specialist. And I had nerves to tell him, he did it once, he'll do it again. And that night, I had a talk to myself. So when I had to talk to myself, everybody that have put me down, everybody say, I'm glad something finally happened to you. Something set you and put you in your place. I ain't got to hear your smart mouth anymore. I'm here today. You're going to hear my mouth. And now you're going to hear it more and more and more, because I did not go to sleep. That woke me up of who that I am. I am who I am. And whoever out there, know who you are. No matter how you get dragged, how matter you get crumbled up, no matter what happened, they dig you through the mud. You may be down, but when you still unfold and unravel, you still got a value to you. It does not decrease your value. Only thing you can go up in value. Over time, you go up and up because you learn for them lessons that will carry you to a lifetime, and nobody can take those away from you. And don't you forget it. Know your worth. I knew my worth while I was in a hospital, and now I can show that doctor. And also, you said I won't be able to walk. I can walk and I can talk. Now, who's the liar? Me or him?
He
Yeah.
You want to run
Yeah.
for him to make him
You're
him
gonna go
feel
ahead and
like-
show them you can run too. Come on. Don't make me get my praise on up in here. But
So-
yes,
You are a walking miracle.
yeah, you're
Yes.
a testimony, a walking testimony.
Yeah.
Correct.
And can't nobody take that away from you.
Sure.
No. You have to learn how to love yourself. Nobody may love you, but love yourself. Love yourself.
And
Don't-
I can't nobody beat me loving me some me.
Okay.
But
That was the hardest thing.
It
It
was
was
the
so much
hardest
easier
thing.
to hate myself, but when I learned how to love me some me,
man,
I can't beat it.
I spoil me.
Okay. I don't think nobody want to try that.
I spoil me. I treat me really good. I do
Yep.
some special things for me. And
Mhm.
but when you know your worth, you can do it, because I've seen the time that I didn't feel like I should have certain things, and people made me feel like I shouldn't have certain things. Based on you and I've been through divorces.
Mhm.
And it's sad that family members made us feel like, it was so wrong to get a divorce that you were supposed to stay in that because that's the right thing to do. That's the godly thing to do. Their interpretation of what the Bible says. And they've decided that what God has put together, but God didn't put apparently what I was in together, because it went asunder. And so when you tell me that no, good things are not going to come to you because you got a divorce, that man is still your husband. Well, that man was never my husband.
Exactly.
And if I didn't know my worth, I would have stayed. And at the time, I didn't know my worth. So I beat myself up for a long time. I allowed them to beat me up. But thank God that he sent somebody who saw me in a whole different light.
Amen.
The man that came saw me and was telling me, regardless of what you've been through, you're still beautiful.
Mhm.
I see so much in you. I love you. And it was the real type of love. I didn't even understand. I knew from my father and my mother what real love meant, and I saw in their marriage, but I had never experienced what real love was coming from another individual that was supposed to be a part of my life, my mate. And when I start feeling that and started understanding that, and like you said, Logan, my value increased.
Mhm.
He started, it's like he started adding value to me. That's why I tell people, if you meet somebody and you all break up, if no value was added, that person wasn't nobody that was good for you. Right. Something should have been added. They should have added something to your life. There should have been something good that came out of this. My husband now taught me how to love myself again, because he loved me. Mm-hmm. He showed me love and understanding when I was going through some things that most people would have walked away, because I was so hurt. I was so broke down from a bad relationship. But like you said, Sonia, don't make a new man pay for what an old person did to you. Don't make them pay that price. It's not fair to them. Mm-mm. They didn't accrue that debt.
No,
don't make them pay that debt. Mm-mm. And leave that debt with the person who created it.
Exactly.
And so so knowing my worth allowed me to love again. Mm-hmm. Because it was so hard. And I think I probably loved my husband first before I even started loving myself, because I was that hurt and that broken. because I still couldn't even see me. But I saw a person that truly did love me, truly did accept me. So I fell in love. And but now let's say if something did happen, God forbid, because I don't think that we'll ever break up, but God forbid something happens. The next time I'm gonna love me enough to know immediately when the right person comes along and what to look for, because I love me. I didn't even love me when I met my husband, and he paid the price for some things that he should have never paid the price for.
Right. I can understand. You know, because I have someone who I tried to deny it, but he told me first. He said, "You'll never find someone that can love me like I love you," and he is absolutely right. He is absolutely right, and I wouldn't trade him for nothing in the world. Nothing in the world. He don't like me. I don't like him either.
I know, girl.
But it's all right.
But well, I take that back. Yeah, there's some days we don't like each other.
Yeah, it's okay.
I can tell you that every day we love each other.
Yeah,
and
but that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, and so we just thank God for that.
Yeah, you have to. But you know, I just hope and pray that everybody understand that they understand their value of this work that they have. And you know, think about it. Like we were discussing, you know, this is the sixth half month to the manifestation that we've been doing. And I know you have your talk and everything that you're doing and everything, but everybody have to understand something. If you're really following your vision and everything, you know, you should have knocked off some more stuff that's on your vision board. I know you sharing, you hitting it like it's Holy Mayfield time. You knocking it out the box, and I congratulate you on everything. I've had some little stumbling blocks, but I'm getting it. You have too, Cedric?
I'm proud. I'm happy for Sharon.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. But thank you all. But you already know you've been on this journey with me. It ain't been easy.
I know.
We've been on some journeys together. Man, we done got lost in some of these journeys.
Yeah.
But I thank God that I believe that we're at a point, but I think that the three of us, knowing, because we do know each other, we have a good relation, a brotherly sister. You know, you all biologically are brother and sister. I'm the sister on the side.
Girl, you don't sister on the side. We all share the same bloodline. Girl, shut up with all that.
Yeah, we all share that same blood. I'm still you all sister as well. But you know, so we know each other and know the journeys. We know the trials and we know the triumphs. And I'm gonna say something else about knowing your worth. When you know your worth, people don't see our struggle.
Correct.
People don't see that. You know, they see this person that's walking in favor, that's walking and doing these things, this person that's moving and grooving, but they don't even understand that this was a journey. We had to get to this point.
Ain't fair. That walk was on the feet. What you talking about?
Man, that walk was something else. But they don't see that. They only see the end result of when we finally understand our worth. But when you didn't see, when I didn't know, I didn't even think I was worth anything. You didn't see that part. You didn't see that part of the journey. And the ones that saw it, they almost tried to keep me in it. Right. Because that's where they defined me, as somebody who lost a business, somebody who is, you know, unmarried now with 4 children. That's where you defined me and just said, you know, this is the level. This is as far as you can go.
And God said you were going further than that. Look at you, still a businesswoman, out here making it everything just glitz on TikTok, 10,000 over. Girl, don't get me started creating the doggone things. What we just did a wine cabinet. Girl, don't get started. But when I gotta give you my money to make mine. Don't get me started. I need my wine, my perfume rack too. Don't forget. So yeah,
But
no, we
I,
know, we it just because it look easy don't make it easy. We go through the same steps and everything that people tell you, especially like when Sharon or Bob or Logan tell you, the things that we tell you we go through. Like my journey with my weight and stuff. I thank Toyana for stepping in and taking place with me, because if she didn't, and because some people say I'm hard to deal with y'all know I am sometimes. Whatever, Sharon, whatever, Logan, I'm hard to deal with. But she meets my energy. She gives me that. I don't care what you say, look, and you better do it. And I get in there and I get it and I get it done. And I'm getting it. I'm getting there. I'm almost to go. So, I mean, it's just it. But some people say you make things look easy. I don't make nothing look easy. I don't think I do. I know Sharon don't think she do. It's a many times like us three be trying to get something done, or Sharon will call me at 12. Like last night, I was knocked out due to other perceived issues. And she cut, are you woke? I didn't see it.
I needed help.
She needed help, and I wasn't there for my sister. But we gonna get back in stride soon. But that's what we do, because we keep each other accountable. We there for each other no matter what, no matter how silly I can be, no matter how, silly Sharon can be or whatever, we still got each other's back like 4 flat Cadillacs, so.
Yeah. And Logan is the stability and the stable.
Yeah, he keeps
us leveled out.
Yes, keep us safe.
Reel us back in. They going too far.
Exactly.
Right.
Stop cussing. You're going too far.
I let you get enough out.
But that's what being in a tribe and being a family is all about. But we know each other value. We ain't gonna let nobody devalue because anything else, we fight for each other and we'll fight each other, for each other. So that's just how it is, because that's just the way life is. Everything that she do of the success that she want, I want it for her. I don't, whatever she decide. Even if I don't understand it, I'll learn to understand it because I'll ask a bunch of questions, and then when I understand it, I'm still gonna, even if I don't understand, I'm still gonna back her up. It don't matter, because it's Sharon. Logan the same way. Whatever it is, I'm there. And it goes for the whole tribe. I'm there.
Right.
Because their value is way more than this dime. I know they work. And sometimes, and I had to learn because a sweet sister of mine told me, just because I can see the vision for them, they got to see it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see the work and they can't, it's nothing I can do about it. And that's the hard part for me, y'all. So what do we do about that? I can't shove it down their throat.
Stay in your line.
You stay in your lane. And one of the things about staying in your lane is that person have to change their mindset. And a lot of times their mindset is not their mindset. It's somebody else's mindset. And they belittle themselves so small and doesn't believe in themselves, and they take on that mindset because they get comfortable. A lot of us in the wrong place get comfortable where it is. There's a little short story I want to tell you about a bird sit on a branch. When the branch falls, the bird don't fall with the branch. A lot of times we do. When the branch fall, because we're so comfortable on it, we fall with the branch. The thing about the bird, when he feel any motion, it let go. When we feel motion, we hold on, but the bird let go. The bird's supposed to be dumber than us. Now, who's smart there? The bird or you?
You sure said a mouthful.
You sure said, I'm telling you.
Because we holding on, even if we know that the branch is too heavy for us to hold, we still trying to hold on, trying to put the branch back on, trying to help it, and all it's doing is weighing us down and tearing us down. Mm-hmm. And you can't help nobody like what y'all used to tell me all the time. You got to put the mask on first, baby, love, before you can help anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you something else about staying in your own lane. You won't get hit by oncoming traffic.
Right.
That's true too.
You
I
stay
stay in my own lane.
Mm-hmm.
because the person you're trying to help, they come back at you.
Mhm.
They come at you. You know, you're trying to help somebody, trying to help them with their vision. You see it, they don't. They get upset with you,
Mhm.
and now they mad at you, and you've had a falling out over you wanting more for them.
Yeah,
So sometimes you got to just let people see things for themselves,
I do too.
and as hard as it is to walk away and let people fail or fall or whatever, sometimes you just got to do it.
It's way more easier now than it ever been. Because you know what? You let go. And I've learned way more now how to just take people. And I say, here, God, take them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not mine. Take them.
They his children anyway.
Yeah.
They ain't
They
yours.
belong to you.
It may not be his. Real about it. It may not be his.
Right. They may have to conform to this world and
Right. You know, he chastises his own. So if he don't never chastise you, you may not be his.
Exactly.
You're right.
See, if I'm not going to start. I know it's Wednesday night, but I'm not starting the Bible class.
I know that's right.
I know
Yeah,
a lot of
but that's
people
good.
love you too, but
They would. They would, man. Get to speaking about what God has done, man. If you start doing that, and you really would, man, get deep into knowing your worth.
exactly.
But at the same time, it's, you know, when you know what's in you, it doesn't take the perception of other people take on to you. It's just like people will put you in a box. If they'll put you in the smaller box they can and hold you there. And you haven't been in that place for 50 years. And they'll put you and they see you now. And they'll try to put you in that same box that you had left. You're no longer in that box. You don't even think that way. You don't even move that way. You don't even be around the people. And people will say this about you. You think you something.
Oh.
No, I said, it's an easy thing to say. Just say thank you. Don't get in an argument or nothing. Because you said a right opinion about me. I do think I'm something. And I'm glad that you see that in me.
Mhm.
They see something in you because you know you something.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And they recognize it, but they put it in a negative way.
Mhm.
But take it and put it in a positive way because you're in another frame of mindset. And you have many things that people say about you when you know your value and what you is. People say you forget where you came from. No, I ain't forget where I came from. I remind myself every day that I don't want to go back to that place where I came from.
There you go.
So you have to look where you are and where you're going. And sometimes you have to turn around.
No.
Come on.
Wait, hold up.
You have to turn around when I'm finna state.
She said, you can't go no further. I got to get it out.
No, wait. So remember we talked about that.
Yes.
Remember?
Watch this.
Okay, go ahead. Come on.
When you turn around, it's not to turn around and look back. It's to turn around and shout.
Okay. Because sometimes, a lot of people turn around,
you may be stuck there.
just like Lot's wife.
Right. I know what you were talking about, but I'm talking about I turn around and shout.
Okay.
So sometimes you got to shout. Turn around and shout about it.
Okay.
But don't look back. Because you become stuck in that place. And everybody be passing you by because you stuck in that clay. You frozen in that clay. You shocked because what you see in that place when you should have been looking forward. But if you turn around in glory and shouting and praising you and God for him showing you, there I go again, showing you that you could go forward. When the people's back there yelling you, saying, come back. No, I can't come back because they have a song that sometimes you hear. And if you hear the song in your head, if you hear the song in your spirit, I came too far to turn around now because we have came too far to turn around. I can spin around, but I ain't turn around to go back that way. I ain't looking back that way. I remember where I came from. I'm glad what I'm headed to.
All right.
Going ahead.
Yeah, because bro, I'm about to say, oh no, he said it wrong. He said it wrong.
No, you better not turn around.
You better not turn around.
Not that.
You know, and the crazy part about it is that, you know, we say but we do, you know, sometimes we turn back for some reason or another. The part about knowing your worth is that you get yourself back in line and go back, you know, because there are going to be times that we will do it, but like you said, don't get stuck there. We will do it. So don't nobody come at her talking about, well, you know, you get the humanness and all that. Yeah, we have a humanness in us and we do this, but when you know your worth, you won't get stuck. You won't get stuck. You will keep moving forward, even if you look back a few times, even if you fall off the wagon a few times, if you make some more mistakes. That's human nature. We're going to do that, but that does not deter us. We keep moving. Delayed don't mean denial.
That's
so
right.
That's where we have to keep going. And, you know, we said we're not going to get into the Wednesday night Bible study, but that's where, you know, your faith have to come in. Stop trusting in yourself and start leaning and trusting in the Lord on that, because man, we fool around and get to thinking about what was back there and how comfortable it was, like Logan said, how comfortable it was, you know, it really was, because I don't even watch these TV shows, but I was watching that Basketball Housewives show because I was, it was something that was on Netflix one night, and I had finally watched it, and I was watching one of the wives, I think her name was Jennifer, and her life with the NBA player. She was afraid to say, you know, he's telling her it's over. I don't want you no more. You know, whatever you do is fine with me. That's telling me you don't want me. Leave, walk away. But that comfortable lifestyle, that notoriety, all of that was hard to walk away from. And even when you start moving forward, you kept looking back at all the girlfriends meeting up and everybody has this life, and you get stuck in wanting that life. And it's hard. Eventually she had to, you know. And it wasn't even because I think she really wanted to, because I believe if he would have just did a small thing, it wasn't about stop cheating. Just don't let nobody catch you so it won't make me look bad. That's almost what I was looking at. But you don't know your worth when you're allowing those things to happen.
You really don't.
You are worth, I know for a fact that I'm worth a man that can be faithful to me. I know I'm worth a man that loves me and does for me and won't embarrass me, don't do things that embarrass me or himself. And I know that I'm worthy of a man who loves himself and loves God enough that he just do the right thing daily. I know I'm worthy of that. I refuse to accept anything less than that. And like you always say, when you feel like this respect is no longer being served, it's time to walk away from the table. It's time to let this go. And I don't care how much it hurt, but knowing your worth, you'll bounce back.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, it may take a minute, but you'll bounce back.
Exactly. And you know, and some people have to understand, even if you do turn back around, just make sure you got some gasoline with you and make sure you hit them corners of that bridge when you burn it down.
Right.
Or while it's still burning, you know. So you won't have to go back. Because sometimes it's not working. Because sometimes, you know, when you decide to go back, you end up in a worse situation than what you were in.
It's so true. And you have to remind, when you leave a situation, you have to remind yourself why you left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why you
Because,
left. The big why.
Mm-hmm.
and if you go back into any situation, you've been disrespected in a marriage or a relationship, and you go back, your worth is devalued even more because now that person has decided that this is what you're going to accept.
Yep. And
Mhm.
This is who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You quit a job, go out and find out that there's nothing else out there, and you go beg for that job back and they give it to you. Now we can do whatever we want because they already know it ain't nothing else better out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can even do a salary cut on, they ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
We can make them do this,
and we can demote them.
We can demote them, and you know they ain't going nowhere. Or you get brought in at a lower position. I actually have an ex-coworker who left the same company with me. He went to another company, found out the grass wasn't greener on the other side. He is begging to get back into the company we used to work for. He's willing to take a lower paying job to get back in there. And he was like, what if I find out that the company I'm with is not better? Well, I'm moving on to do my own thing because I ain't never going back. Look, I got out of Egypt.
Okay, we ain't going back.
I ain't going back. I got out of Egypt.
Okay.
I refuse to go back to Egypt. And
some people don't see it that way. I don't get it, but you know, when you know your worth, what we selling for? What we selling for?
Mm-hmm.
What we selling for? Especially when you know what this worth is, when you used to a certain thing, that's just like sharing. You used to a Mercedes, and then you go out there and get you a Buick. Make that make sense?
I know.
I'll
go get one of those.
That's Stevens.
A Vega.
Yeah, well, that car that the rats on that commercial be getting out of.
The squirrel car, the Kia car, the Kia Soul.
The squirrel car. Yeah, get one of them toy car looking cars. I'm sitting up here. So now I'm gonna go get one because I saw. But you know what? Because the squirrels made it look so good and made it look so easy, I go get me a squirrel car.
And you know what? And that's a subliminal that all Black people should be insulted by, because them was supposed to be. That's the code for a Black car. They didn't use white squirrels or white rats. They used brown. And you know, when you subliminally do things, who ran out and got these doggone squirrel cars?
I know. And wait a minute. And then they were hip hop. They had some swag.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
Were they squirrels? I thought they were rats.
I call them squirrels. I always call them squirrel car. And
they were rats.
He used to get mad at me all the time. I'm like, why'd you buy this squirrel car? He said, what's a squirrel car? I said, you know those squirrels that be on there with the hip hop clothes? And he was like, really, really, dude, I ain't never think about it. I said, yeah, you did, because you got it from the commercial. Don't play with me. I know where you got that from. And that's when it first came out. Don't play.
They thought them cars. No, I ain't finna go get no rat car.
No, you got to know your worth. I mean, and if that's what if that's what your worth chump up to, okay, I'm sorry.
And knowing, and you know what, in friendships, we have to know our worth. And you know, it's not I hate to say it, but it's some folks that can't be with me. They can't be, like you said, Logan, you got to leave some folks behind, because I can't stay stagnant. I can't be around a mindset that don't want to move forward. I can't be friends with somebody where that's all you want to do is stay status quo. That's fine with you. This is okay with you, because I'm elevating and I'm doing this. And every time I hear you, you're saying, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. If I was you, well, the second time you tell me if I was you, my answer is in my mind gonna be, well, you ain't got to worry about being me because I would never be around you again. I would treat you as a friend, but from a distance. I have to love you from a distance because I can't allow people to stand in the way of what God is doing in this season for me. And
Right.
and I don't limit my seasons to right now. I say my season is till I get off this earth. God is going to continue to elevate me.
Mhm.
Because the last elevation is to be with him, but I'm going to be elevated in the process. And I don't know if it's financially. I don't know if it's, I don't know which way it is. Mindset wise, there's some elevation going to be happening in my life.
It's already happened. It's
yeah,
still
and
happening.
it's still happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting higher and higher, and I can't allow people to hold me down. So if you can't, and I don't expect you to believe in me because I believe in me enough for both of us. I'm good. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to believe in me.
You know what? And that's where it starts. If you can't believe in yourself enough, people play you.
Mm-hmm.
They will play you if you don't believe in yourself enough. That's why you keep your team of your tried and true real tight. It's certain things that I only have a select of what I will say or do or tell certain things to. It can't be no other way. You get what I'm saying? Because
yes,
people won't understand it. And when you got it that way, it's the best way. Some people, they don't get that, and they be like, well, they always fix their mouth a certain type of way every time you say something because they don't understand it. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. If you don't understand it, try to understand it. If you don't, I have a friend, he said it best, and I think that was the sweetest thing, and it endured my heart. I was explaining something to him, and he said, well, God didn't give it to me. What can I do to help? That, you know what I'm saying? God didn't give it to me, but what can I do to help? Boy, you stole my heart. You know what I'm saying?
I love you.
That's right. Because that's what you want. That's what people want in their life. Because that's the truth. God didn't give it to me. Just like
I can't see
God put on you, God didn't give it to me. Cedric told me once, he said God gave you the vision to see and place things that what people like. When me and you be talking, you can tell me what your vision is, and I can tell you, oh, Sharon, I see it, and then you run with it. You see what I'm saying? Or Cedric will tell me something, and I tell him, yeah, I see what you're saying, bro, blah 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 blah, and he run with it. And he said it's a unique gift. I don't see it that way, but if that's what he say, then I have to run it as that's true. Some people don't understand that, but it's a value in there. It's a real value in there. It's a value in the things that you say when you go, and you could be sitting there, you got your notes and stuff, and I think it's so sweet and beautiful. And you said, well, God gave me this. Like we were doing today, you was talking about, I got to get my thing together for Sunday, and we were just talking, and you said, wait a minute, I know what I'm preaching on Sunday. And I said, wait, what? And I was like, wait.
I said, girl, you done gave me my sermon for Sunday.
And
you spoke a sermon.
But you know what? But my thing is that, but when you already know, Sharon, you have this mind to take things and make it beautiful. You know what I'm saying? All of us. It's the one thing I know, and I guarantee you, all the other Logans do it too. You know how we hear music? Like even when we talk and stuff, we hear music, or when we doing things, we hear music with what we do. I bet you it's not just us that do that. You get what I'm saying? And it's a value in there. I hear, and and it happens a lot now, that when I'm out and about or whatever, and if somebody start just talking to me, and sometimes a irky like song come up and stuff, I done start listening to myself in the past couple of years more through the songs that come to me as a way of telling me, oh, don't fuck with them. Oh, they okay. It's because of the song that comes up in my head, which is strange. But have y'all ever did that?
Yes.
Do y'all allow the song to tell you to be
I,
warned, or is
I
that go
allow
ahead to
songs
go?
to minister. I allow songs to minister to me because, like, while we were talking, the song kept popping up in my head. He's worthy. He's worthy. And we're talking about self-worth. But the thing is that we are hidden in Christ. So that lets us know that we are worthy. So I know that God was speaking, he's worthy. He's worthy. And so yeah, I was hearing the song, but yeah, I have had that where it's something comes up and I'm like, okay, that's and it has been mainly with people that I'm about to either do business with or someone in the ministry or when I'm at the prison, speaking, and God gives you the discernment about certain people that they're only here to, maybe pull from you, and the enemy has sent somebody into the camp. Mm-hmm. And there are certain prisoners that are not there to hear the word of God. Mm-hmm. They're here to dispute the word of God. Mm-hmm. And God gives me that sign, and I can feel and hear something. Mm-hmm. And I know that what the message may not even go the way that I was going to give it. It has to go in a different way. And I can feel him, like certain songs coming up. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where is this coming from? But I know somebody in here, but the songs that come up have been some crazy songs that pop in my head. Mm-hmm. And so I get it. I feel it. I get it. And, mm-hmm. That's the discern.
When we were on. I know something came to your head too. What song came to you?
Don't turn around.
Don't turn around.
Ain't too far.
Mine was Don't Do It Without Me.
Don't do it without me. And yeah, that whatever you're doing in this season,
don't do it without me.
And like that wording came to me while I was talking about this season. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. That's the song. Yep. And that one came up twice to me today when I was at work. And I was just sitting by myself, and it was like that song came to me. I'm like, yeah, Lord, don't do it without me. Don't do it without me.
Don't leave me behind in this.
Right.
I need to. You got some stuff going on. Take me.
I need to go too. For real.
I need to go. Let me know. Take me with you.
Because I thought it was the meds.
You thought the medicine was speaking to you. Oh wow.
Because I was just sitting there. I was like, okay, don't do it without me. Don't take it to there.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment because you can entertain yourself. You listen to music just
in my head all day.
In person, you got a whole radio channel going in your head.
I bet you did. And no, y'all, we're not crazy out there. This is just normal. This is just normal. I'm laughing, but it's just normal. You gotta laugh. So, laughter is everything. But I really appreciate y'all on tonight. Sharon, do you want to give your 2 cents?
No, I'm good. I enjoyed the conversation, and I pray that each and every person that's out there, that you start really understanding and living your worth, because you are just, I can't even, it's immeasurable. Right. Man, the sky is the limit. That's all I can say is the sky is the limit, and you have to live in it and you have to walk in it.
Okay. Logan, take that jumbo jet out.
Jumbo jet?
Yeah.
All right. A lot of times we in a place where we don't get the right value in that place. And we find ourselves in that wrong place, and we get angry. I mean, mad, frustrated because you're not valued, but never to say in the place that you want to be. And when someone doesn't see you and value and don't appreciate you, if you don't know your value, you will always settle for less than you deserve. People who don't know they value settle for far less than they are worth in a relationship, friendship, in a professional life, on their jobs. They know they are worth more, but they settle for someone else's definition of their worth. And more they settle for someone else's definition of their worth, there's a difference between most people. And the truth that is the difference between the people who they love, their life, they have created for themselves, and those who can stand the life they are living. You have to know your worth. Most people will allow just about anyone to influence their perception of their self. But people who love their life refuse to accept the opinion of small-minded people. They refuse to put in a box that will define by anyone but themselves. They know the value to set by themselves, by their own thoughts about who they are, not someone else's opinion of what they are worth. Don't let them put a price on you. You set your own price. Don't give a discount to others. Don't even discount yourself. People so you can fit in, be like those people pleasers, never end up happy in the end. Put yourself first. You must build your self-worth by working you do every day. You build by the way that you show up every single day, and every day out. No excuse, no shortcuts, just relentless dedication to yourself. I'm landing my plane.
All right then.
Right. we went to Bible study.
I was going to say the same thing. It seems like we went to church. Yeah, we went to church. We went to Bible study.
We was in Bible study.
We sure were. He did that. He did that. Snap.
And a twist.
Okay. I appreciate that. Yes. I mean, there's really not much more what I can say, but know your worth and love yourself. You know, if you will stop pouring out your cup and allow the overflow to flow, you will understand that what's in your cup is worth more than anything. It's just as valuable as this diamond that sits on my table. So just don't pour into people who can't pour into you. Sometimes, you know, I understand we have lessons out here that we have to learn, and we have people out here that we have to, that are here for the seasons that they're here for. So understand and walk in the integrity that God gives you to walk with them. But truly understand that you can only do as much as you can do. And love yourself first. Like Sharon said, you have to love yourself first. And if you don't know how, like I always say, get in that mirror. And learn how to get in that mirror naked and just stand there and see what God sees. And then go from there. And once you learn how to love you, then you're really capable of learning how to love somebody else. Because if you think you can love somebody else, truly, unadulterated, pure love somebody else, and you can't love you, it's not real. It's not.
Right.
You got to know how to love you first. Because when you learn how to love you, everything that flows from you is so genuine. People can't help gravitate to you.
True.
You know, there's not a room. I know that these two chicks right here, me and her, walk into a room and people can't help but to gravitate. because of who we are and whose we are, and that don't have anything to do with ego. It don't have anything to do with pride. It don't have anything to do with any of that. It's just that we walk in the authority of God and we walk in his authority of love. And people gravitate to that for a reason, because they want to know more of God, not us, God. And if they're there for other reasons, you'll know that too.
Yeah.
With that being said, we are on every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. Hopefully we'll have her on even more with Mimi Decor. Y'all need to go check her out on TikTok. This girl is doing the daggum thing. When I tell y'all this girl made this perfume cabinet, that she gonna make me one, and I'm getting the wine cabinet too. And it's some other things she's making, but y'all, she is doing such a phenomenal job. Y'all are missing out. And if you need some lessons or anything, go check her out. She got you. She got you. I'm telling you, she got you. I'm not just saying this because she's my cousin. I'm saying this because I love her. And no. I'm saying this because she's the real deal. She is the real deal. I'm telling you, go check her out on TikTok. You will not be disappointed. If you need a consulting, yeah, there's a fee. I think the first 30 minutes free.
we're gonna. It's negotiable, but
it's negotiable. Okay. Well, I'm just saying. I tried, y'all. I tried, but I didn't know if she changed it.
Spending weekends with a Z with Mimi, but yes, the consulting fee first. I will do the first. I don't want to talk over 30 minutes, but the first 30 minutes is free.
Okay, but no, you ain't gonna talk over 30 minutes. But yeah, y'all, she is worth it. If you need any help, she can talk to you. Don't try to play my cousin, because I'll come for you. Don't try to play my sister, cousin. I don't play about that. But yes, she is here to help you with all decor for businesses, homes, anything that you need to get it done. She can help you. So y'all go look at what she's got going on. She can take any piece from Goodwill, any piece you think you're going to throw out, anything that you need redone. She do stairs, she do walls, she does everything. I'm telling you. So she could take some pieces. She took a belt, y'all, and made it into, had it like it had this base looking like it had a pickle. Y'all better go check her out. I'm trying to tell y'all need to check her out. She is very talented. Check her out. Go over TikTok and check her out. But she's gonna be gracing us with her presence. When I tell you she's in ministry, she knows the word like the palm of her hand. She's very talented. Very, very talented. I ain't just saying this. I know this.
Girl. You building up my worth, girl. I thank you, girl.
Sharon said, great show. Thank you. Yeah.
Blessings to everyone out there in this Restream land and Facebook land, social media land. So blessings
YouTube.
And YouTube, all of the above. Blessings, but check me out on Spending Weekends with a Z with Mimi. Spending Weekends with Mimi.
Yep, check her out so y'all can get abreast of everything that she does, or what she do commission work too. So you can hire her to do work for you. So like I said, she's here. Y'all call her up on DM her. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the show. Next week we have a financial advisor coming on. So tune in, and she'll be on, and y'all going to enjoy a treat. And we're going to getting ready to start back come August into our business segment. So y'all better have y'all books or paper ready, because we're going to be rocking and rolling when it comes to these business for going out of 2023. I ain't playing with you, like I said. So like I always tell you, if love is not being served with respect, leave that table. All right? And we are out.